We're joined now by Vava Tampa. He's the founder, Save the Congo, a Congolese-led campaign group. A desperate report. I mean, terribly, terribly distressing. And yet we could have had that report any time almost in the last 2 decades.
Yes. The situation at home in Congo is heartbreaking, and even more so because the world is refusing to act. We're refusing to put a stop to it. And what makes it really difficult is because we actually know and understand what the problem is in Congo. And that problem has a name, and the name is Joseph Kabila. And we also know what needs to be done to change and to stop that crisis. And that is free and fair and transparent elections. But disappointingly, no one internationally, including our own government in the UK, refused to take the appropriate political steps to apply pressure on Kabila.
In terms of natural resources, I mean, Zaire is not a poor country.
No, Congo is fascinatingly rich, incredibly so, potentially the richest country under the sun. In natural wealth, Congo is estimated to possess about 23 trillion in natural resources, which is equivalent to the GDP of the US.
I mean, that region where Jackie was reporting
has the 60% of the world reserves of diamonds. That single region, fascinating. But disappointingly, in spite of all of that, people live in dire poverty, and the humanitarian crisis continues to consume lives.
And it seems that Western countries are happy to give aid. I mean, not enough, but aid, and Britain pretty generous.
Yeah.
But nobody's blowing the whistle on the regime and saying, you know, we've got to get this right.
One of the greatest disappointments we've had with our government in the UK and other governments in Europe essentially has been that Kabila has been killing, and Kabila is this gentleman or this guy who's been in power since 2001. He took over after his father and is refusing to leave power and to cede power or to organize elections. He has been killing scores of people. Over 200 people had been killed. The last one to have been killed was in February 25th. A friend of mine, Rosie Mukendi, his dead body, even now, has been confiscated by the government, refusing to return him to be given a dignified burial. And in spite of all the killing that Mr. Kabila has done, there has been absolutely no sanction against him, against his brother or sister, or any member of his family, or anyone close to him.
Well, now, UNESCO are obviously very heavily committed there. That's a UN agency.
Yeah.
What about the UN itself, the UN Security Council? This is a security issue.
Well, we need to be absolutely blunt on this issue. I mean, the UN Security Council or the UN peacekeeping forces on the ground in Congo can only be as powerful as the will of members of the UN Security Council, which is the UK, which is the French, which is the US. And those are countries who are refusing to take any concrete action against Kabila.
Well, now, the British gave, I think, the largest amount of aid last year.
Yeah, 144 million.
But what happens when you and your movement talk to the Foreign Office, for example? Are they prepared to wield political pressure? Is there political pressure that could be used?
We have seen absolutely nothing from the FCO in terms of applying pressure on Kabila or even pushing the EU in certain direction. There was some pressure with the previous FCO minister, but they've been absolutely nothing. And what the Congolese people, one point I must make clear, what we are pushing for, what people on the ground are pushing for is to have free and fair and transparent elections. And we know we cannot have that election with Mr. Kabila because he has done everything wrong, opposition figures still in prison or in exile, and killing people whenever they take to the streets. So the only solution is to have the election without Mr. Kabila through a transition, organized or led ideally by someone like Denis Mukwege, so that we can return Congo to some stability and some peace.
Well, Vava Tampa, thank you very much indeed for giving us some perspective on this. Let us hope people wake up to it. Thank you.